Welcome to Peace Mind. Welcome to Peace Mind, the home of fascinating book summaries, powerful ideas, and life-changing lessons. Today, we are exploring Deep Work by Cal Newport, one of the most powerful books ever written about focus, productivity, discipline, and meaningful work. We live in a world filled with distractions, notifications, social media, endless scrolling, constant interruptions. Most people struggle to focus for even a few minutes without checking their phones. But, according to Cal Newport, the ability to focus deeply has become one of the most valuable skills in the modern world. And, at the same time, it has become increasingly rare. In this summary, you'll discover what deep work really means, why distraction destroys productivity, how focus creates extraordinary results, why shallow work wastes your potential, and how mastering concentration can completely change your life. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. What is deep work? Cal Newport defines deep work as the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. It means working with full concentration, no notifications, no multitasking, no endless switching between apps, just complete mental focus. According to Newport, deep work allows people to produce high-quality results faster and more effectively. It helps people learn difficult skills quickly. And in today's economy, those abilities are incredibly valuable. But most people spend their days trapped in shallow work. The problem with shallow work includes tasks that require little mental effort, checking emails, scrolling social media, attending unnecessary meetings, constant multitasking. These activities create the illusion of productivity. People feel busy all day, but at the end of the day, very little meaningful progress happens. Newport explains that shallow work fragments attention, and fragmented attention weakens the brain's ability to focus deeply. The more distracted people become, the harder concentration becomes over time. Modern technology constantly trains the brain to seek quick stimulation, which makes deep focus increasingly difficult. Why deep work matters. According to the book, the modern economy rewards people who can do two things: learn complicated things quickly and produce valuable work at an elite level. Both abilities require deep focus. People who master concentration gain a massive advantage. Because while others remain distracted, focused individuals continue creating, learning, and improving. Deep work creates better productivity, faster learning, higher creativity, stronger problem solving, and more meaningful results. Cal Newport argues that deep work is becoming a superpower in the modern world because very few people are capable of it anymore. The attention economy, modern companies compete aggressively for human attention. Social media platforms are designed to keep people scrolling endlessly. Notifications constantly interrupt focus. Apps are engineered to trigger dopamine repeatedly. As a result, many people become addicted to distraction without realizing it. The brain adapts to constant stimulation, which makes silence and concentration feel uncomfortable. Newport explains that reclaiming focus requires intentional effort because distraction is no longer accidental. It is engineered. Multitasking is a myth. Many people believe multitasking makes them more productive. But according to research discussed in the book, multitasking actually reduces performance. The brain performs best when fully focused on one task at a time. Constantly switching attention creates mental fatigue. It weakens memory, concentration, and creativity. People may feel productive while multitasking, but in reality, their cognitive performance decreases significantly. Deep work requires single task focus. One task, one goal, one direction. The importance of boredom. One surprising lesson from the book is that boredom is important. Most people immediately reach for their phones during every quiet moment, waiting in line, sitting alone, taking breaks. The brain becomes dependent on constant stimulation, but deep focus requires the ability to tolerate boredom. Newport explains that training concentration means resisting the urge for constant entertainment. The brain becomes stronger when it practices sustained attention. Silence and boredom help rebuild mental discipline. Social media and focus Cal Newport questions. Whether social media truly deserves the amount of time people give it. Many platforms provide entertainment, but they also consume enormous amounts of attention and mental energy. The book encourages readers to evaluate technology carefully. Does this tool truly improve your life, or is it simply stealing time and focus? Newport does not argue that all technology is evil. Instead, he argues that people should use technology intentionally, not compulsively, because attention is one of the most valuable resources humans possess. And whatever controls your attention ultimately controls your life. Deep work creates meaning. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that deep work creates satisfaction. Humans feel more fulfilled when fully engaged in meaningful challenges. Shallow distractions create temporary pleasure, but deep concentration creates long-term fulfillment. This is why artists, writers, programmers, scientists, musicians, and creators often describe losing themselves completely in focused work. That state of total concentration creates meaning, and meaning creates fulfillment. The ability to focus is trainable. Focus is not fixed. It can be strengthened like a muscle. The more people practice concentration, the stronger their attention becomes. And the more they surrender to distraction, the weaker their focus becomes. Newport encourages building routines that support deep work. For example, scheduling distraction-free time, turning off notifications, creating quiet work environments, limiting social media, focusing on one task at a time. Small changes repeated consistently create dramatic improvements over time, protecting your mental energy. Deep work requires energy. This is why Newport emphasizes the importance of rest. The brain cannot maintain intense concentration endlessly. Sleep matters, breaks matter, recovery matters. Many people confuse burnout with productivity, but exhausted minds rarely produce excellent work. Sustainable focus requires balance. The goal is not constant work. The goal is meaningful work. Busyness versus productivity. Modern culture often glorifies busyness. People constantly say, "I'm busy, I have no time, I'm overwhelmed." But being busy is not always the same as being productive. Shallow tasks can consume entire days without creating meaningful progress. Deep work focuses on results, not appearances. A few hours of intense focus can produce more value than an entire distracted day. This is why focused individuals often outperform constantly busy people. Creating a deep work routine. Cal Newport explains that deep work rarely happens accidentally. It requires structure. Successful people often create rituals around concentration, specific work hours, specific environments, specific rules. These routines reduce mental resistance, and consistency trains the brain to focus more effectively. The more automatic focus becomes, the easier deep work feels over time. The modern crisis of attention. Today, attention has become fragmented everywhere. People consume enormous amounts of information every day. Short videos, notifications, messages, feeds, news, entertainment. The brain rarely gets silence. As a result, many people struggle to think deeply anymore. The ability to sit quietly and focus has become rare, and rarity creates value. People who develop deep focus gain a major competitive advantage in almost every field. Deep work and creativity. Creativity often requires uninterrupted thought. Great ideas usually emerge after sustained concentration. Constant interruptions prevent the brain from reaching deeper levels of thinking. This is why many brilliant creators throughout history value solitude and focus. Deep work creates mental space for innovation. Without focus, creativity becomes fragmented. Long-term benefits. Deep work compounds over time. A person who focuses deeply for years develops rare skills, stronger thinking, and higher productivity. Meanwhile, constant distraction slowly weakens attention. The difference becomes enormous over long periods. Tiny improvements in focus create massive long-term advantages, just like compounding in finance. Final lessons. At its core, Deep Work is not just a productivity book. It is a book about reclaiming control over your attention and your life. Cal Newport argues that focus is one of the most valuable abilities in the modern world. Yet, distraction constantly attacks it. The book teaches readers to protect their attention, eliminate unnecessary distractions, focus deeply on meaningful work, train concentration consistently, and create a life driven by intention instead of endless stimulation. Perhaps the most important lesson is this: your attention shapes your reality. Whatever receives your focus eventually shapes your future. Conclusion. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this summary of Deep Work, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Peace Mind, and turn on notifications for more fascinating book summaries and powerful life lessons. And remember, in a distracted world, the ability to focus deeply has become a superpower. Protect your attention, protect your mind, and never underestimate the power of deep work. See you in the next video. Peace.